Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to make 3D models in Cinema4D. This is another episode of my Cinema4D basics. Today I'm going to show you only the basic materials that you need to do some 3D renders and how to do 3D models and everything, and modeling tools, everything that you need. And in another video I want to show you how to make a good looking 3D model of everything and how you can get this done, and a way how you get something like this. And now let's get started. We go into Cinema4D. I turn this off really quick, and I turn myself onto the bottom, and then let's get started. For the modeling features, you have some basic 3D shapes. You also have 2D shapes like this here, really easy. You also have splines and everything. You have subdivision, instances, symmetry, also Boolean and everything. I'll show you really quick what the things are doing. The first tab here, if you hold left click, you can open the menu. If you only click, you get the basic cube. We can start with a basic cube. We duplicate it and make it a little bit smaller. And now you can go to something like symmetry. And now you can see you have a symmetry model that is a metric to everything that is on the center axis here. Really nice. And if you go to tolerance, you can also, we go to this mode, you can connect these points, as you can see. Now it's one line. So that's how this thing here works. So, and that's for connecting two edges together in the middle. You also can go for something like this. Now it is, wait, I need to move it a little bit. No, it's a different axis. So, oh wait, no, okay, now I understand. If you go to something like this and move the point around, you can see it's on a different axis. And also here, I think this is this one here. So that is how the symmetry works. This is one of the basic objects in here. Now we can go for something like a subdivision. I can show this really quick. You really need this often to get some more polygons, and the subdivision is also rounding your polygons. So if you have only one polygon on a cube, polygons are these these surfaces. So a 3D model is based on three things that you can see here. You have points, you can move the points. You have points, edges, you can move this with this one, and you also have surfaces. And you can connect points, you can connect edges and everything together. But to get a polygon you need edges, and for edge you need point. Yeah, that's how that works. With Control I, you can open the window and you can see how many points, polygons and objects you have in your scene. And if you enable the subdivision, as you can see, you get more polygons. You can type in numbers in here, so then you have less polygons, or maybe more. You can switch the UVs. That's the other topic for texturing, but that is how this works. And yeah, good. This is, I think this is for basic one, this is enough to know about that. So you really need it. You have a cloth surface. A cloth surface is basically for something like gloves. Cloths, if you have a cloth or something, you can go for thickness and more subdivision, then it's yeah, it's just for cloth stuff, but for cube it don't works that well. But yeah, this is how that this one works. Factor, yeah, it makes some noise displacement in here. Yeah. Then you also have connected. This is for other projects or objects that you can connect with each other. Not that much important. Madball. This works on the edges. It's also not that much important to model something. LOD is something like when you go away or something, and then you can switch the LOD level and how that works, and yeah, you can switch the LOD. I don't know. Now you have 3 LODs, and yeah, you can switch this to something else if you have something like a object that is behind in the background and it don't needs to be that accurate and that high detailed. You can change the LOD for you can use the LOD for stuff like now you can see it. So you can use the LOD for stuff that don't need to be that detailed, and saving some memory for bigger scenes. That's important for something like this, but you don't really need that in most of the scenes, I don't know. So then we have an array that makes something like this. It's just duplicating this thing that is inside of it in something like this array, and you can change the copies, the attribute, and frequency, and everything else. Not that much important, but it's also nice to have. You also have atom array, and that is, and this thing here, that is doing only that is creating only the lines, something like this. And if you do the cylinder radius on the same number as this one, you have something like this, and you have only the lines, a wireframe of your project, of your object. And if you, as example, you can go for something like wait, I think it's UL, yeah, no, UI, no, which one is that? UM. Huh. Yeah, there's any shortcut for that. I think it is ML, yes, okay. And if you go for something like this, you can do a cut. So you have a cut in here, and you split your polygons on one straight line. Wait, maybe so? No? Okay, I don't know. I can't make one like this. I don't know why. It's weird, but I got it. And then you can, for example, create a few more of these edges. Okay, subdivision is yeah, more of this polygons, really easy. And yeah, now we can go. Python generator is for scripting stuff. Yeah, also not that much important. I never use that. And yeah, this is one way to model, so or creating a 3D object. But you also could create one with splines. Splines are basically the edges that you have. They get created with points. You can use a spline pen to create a spline. You just click, and if you hold click and use your mouse, you can create a curve. Or if you just click, you can create more curves. Really basic. You can use some basic shapes. It's already the same here. And here you have something like spline-add, spline union, and subtract. It's like things that you can do with the spline, but also not that much important. You can smooth your spline with the smooth tool, as example. Just go and left click. Then you have a smoother spline. Yeah. This tool also creates splines. I don't know. It's not hard to explain or understand. I don't know. You just can take a look at these things here. It's really good. And yeah, you're creating splines. And with these splines, you can use these tools here as example. Like spline mask. With this one, you can mask splines. Yeah, you could also go for something like a loft sweep blade. I don't know what this one is doing. Not that much important. With a sweep, you can use a spline as example as a top one, and the second spline on here, or a circle. And the first one is creating a round shape of it into the second one. I don't know how to explain it. So you have this thing here. It's a circle, and if you have a second spline, something like a rectangular, and you put it in here, you have something like round sweep that gets created on it with the first shape. As example, we can also change it with a star, and we put it in here, and as you can see, it's this shape that is created around it. So yeah, can, as example, create some neon lights with it. And yeah, that's basically it for this thing. The lathe is creating a 3D version of the half side, or 3D round version of the half side of the spline. So it's hard to explain and hard to understand, but I give you a quick example. If you use the spline here and split this into half, as you can see, it just uses the half here. And if I drag this up, it drags every side on the whole surface in a 360 direction. As you can see, if I move this one, I could make it bigger or smaller. You could also set this up in the settings that you don't have this 360. You could also go for something like less, and you only have the half here. And it also creates from the left side, because we have this small thing here. Creates a 3D 360 model of that. Yeah, that's also not that hard to understand. This is a movement from top to bottom. Yeah, this is how that works. So we also have a few things in here, like cloner matrix and everything, but these are MoGraph effectors. I think we go on and don't explain this today. We just go on and go for the modeling part now. I will go for something like motion graphics in another episode and show you what this kind of things do. Maybe I get for the cloner as example really quick, because if you want to model something, it's also handy. The cloner is basically cloning things. You can go for object, then the things get scattered on the objects. That's really nice. So you put the object in here, we make this smaller, and as you can see, you have a random number of and place on the things where you can, or on the cube where you can scatter something like water splashes or something. Could be anything else. So, a line is creating one line with a count and offset, and yeah, this is the size, the scale, maybe it changes, yeah, the rotation, everything. You can change it with here, the step size, everything. And then you have a radial, it's working like radial, that's working like this array thing that we have. I think it's better than that, because you have more control of everything. It's really nice. The grid is creating a 3D grid of your project. It shouldn't, it don't need to be a cube. I hope I make this clear. You could place any object that you modeled in it, and it's working. If you put two objects in it, it go for more of that. Maybe I should show that very quick. Yeah, as you can see, this is how it works. Yeah. Easy. And now we go for this one. This is doing the almost the same thing like this grid stuff. I don't know what this is. I never used that. Yeah. You can try with it. It's really nice. Oh, it's like a circle. Okay. That's good. So we got the cloner. And this is good. Okay. We need to go to the... I forgot the Boolean and the remesh. That's bad. So... sorry. I'm a little bit unorganized. The Boolean tool is creating a subtraction of two objects. So if I set this up like this, you can subtract the the bottom object from the top object. You can also switch it to oh no, you can't switch it without B. Oh. I don't know, insert. No, it's switched. No, now you have only the subtraction. Okay, now I understand. Okay, yeah, you need to switch it if you don't remember how it works. But this is how it works. So A subtract B, and yeah, you can also make some decisions in here. I don't know exactly how that work. High quality. So with high quality, you don't have these edges, but that's not how you get a hole in this. How it should be. But this is one way to do it. But yeah, in many cases it looks like this, and that's the problem. It should be look like yeah, you don't have many triangles or rectangles, or not rectangles. Rectangles are good. It should be have the model should be have always 4 edges, not 3 edges or more than 4. That's a big problem. And this is because I can show you this really quick. Maybe we see this now. Now it looks good. And if we turn off high quality, it looks like this. I think that is a perfect example why you shouldn't have yeah, triangles. Look how clean that looks, and then you have this one. This is with triangles. But yeah, you never get this nice, clean looking wireframe out of a bool. It's because many people hate Boolean, and it's also really bad. I think it's not a good idea to do that. But it's one way, and that's because I show it. So forget about it. I forgot also the extrude. Perfect. If you have a spline and you put an extrude in it, wait, so on it, and you go for something like not the radius here. You go to the offset, you can extrude something like this. It's really nice. And finally we have the remesh. Okay, you have a cube, for example, something like this. So you have a high polygon object, like 200, and it's way too much. I mean, now you have 240,000 only for a cube. You put it in a remesh, something like this, go for Z-mesher, density, and now you can remesh it if your wireframe looks like shit. Your wireframe is, if you go to these lines, is how your lines look like if you have triangles or something. You can also go for this. It changes your model to something like a shape, like a model that have many yeah, 4-point polygons, and not 3-point or changing numbers with points and everything. I'll show you why, or I showed you why, because yeah, the model is looking like shit, and if you put a subdivision on it and wanna round the edges, it looks just disgusting. And what also the remesher do is reducing your polygon count. If you go for something like 1, you need to wait a little bit, and then you have less polygons with the same kind of shape. But sometimes you need to play with this number. The same thing is with the polygon reducer. If you go for something like, oh, reduction strength should be higher. So this works on the opposite. The reduction strength needs to be 99% for a polygon reduction of yeah, that you only have 1% of the polygons. But as you can see, you have many triangles, and that looks not that good. Wait, I'll show you another example. We have another example for the triangle thing, okay? That's also a reason why you should use the remesher, not a polygon reducer. So, now we have this is 1%, and this is also 1%. So if you select both of them and go for connect objects and delete, we get only the one object. And yeah, sometimes no, you don't have problems, but sometimes your middle point, this is this point where you have this axis here, that's the axis point, is moved away. Maybe you need to go for axis center axis. I already have it in here, and then I click on this one, and if we put now a subdivision on it, we can maybe see a little bit of a difference. So as you can see, why you shouldn't use triangles instead of rectangles. You see this edge here looks like shit, and this is finally clean. Looks a little bit like this round shape here, but this is because of the subdivision. That's not a problem. Wait, this one, and then it's more rounder. But it shouldn't look like this. Look at this shit. It looks like, oh wait, oh, we can also go for 3, but you see you have these problems in here, and it don't look smooth, and that's because we use triangles. We don't use triangles, yeah, and using rectangles.